Hi everybody, Ali Moladina with the Kaizen Consulting Group. If you're a small business owner who is leading a team, then one of the most important skills that you could be working on is how to provide feedback to your team members. Why do I say this is important? Because if you are not providing correct feedback in an appropriate way, then there is a risk that you are not getting the best out of your team. Now, the real challenge over here is making the distinction between criticism and feedback. Because when our team members are not stepping up or they're not performing as well as they should be, it's really important to be able to distinguish between the two. You see, criticism is when, as business owner, you dump your frustration or your anger out on the team member. It's very general. It can often turn into blame on an individual, and it focuses on the person as opposed to the problem. Whereas feedback actually presents the need for your team member to change. It's very specific to a situation, and the idea behind giving this feedback is that we're looking towards a solution and focusing on the future for things to change. So I'm going to give you an example of both of them, and you can see how this may play out in your organization. So if it's criticism, let's say you have a team member called John and you're not happy with their sales numbers. Okay, the conversation could look a little bit like this. Hey, John, I'm looking at your numbers here and they're just no good. What is going on? You don't come prepared to these sales meetings, and you really need to work on doing this. I just kind of get the feeling you don't care about this organization. You don't care about this team. And hey, look, if you're not happy here, then there's plenty of other people that are willing to take your job. Right? So that's criticism. Whereas feedback looks a little bit like this. Hey, John, I'm looking at your sales figures and I'm looking at your conversion, and I can see that your conversion number as a percentage is much lower than the other team members, and actually what we expect as an average as an organization. You know, I've observed a few of your sales meetings, and what I'm finding is that your presentations are not really tailored towards the client. And therefore, what I'm going to ask you to do here is really go into these meetings prepared. Make sure that you have done your research about the company. Make sure you understand what their pain points are. And actually, instead of just using one of our company presentations, I would like you to get that presentation and really adapt it to the client's needs. That's feedback. It's specific, it looks for a solution, and it focuses on the future. If you would like some more details on how to structure a feedback conversation, feel free to message me and I will happily send you a guide on how you can structure your feedback to make sure you're getting the best out of your team.